What's going on, guys? It's Lark here. Today I wanted to talk to you about some hot news coming out of South America in my sort of continuing series on, Bitcoin news from around the world. And of course, we're going to be talking about how to get involved with Bitcoin cloud mining and how to buy Bitcoin at the end of the video. In case you're not involved yet and you're wondering how to get involved, I'll cover some information on that at the end of the video. Quick shout out, as always, to everyone who has been liking the videos and hitting that subscribe button and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it, guys. So thank you so much. So Bitcoin, $4,000, 55.93 cents. Pretty good price today. It has seen a bit of a retraction in the last few days. Obviously, we're at about 4,400 only a few days ago. So, big drop from that level. However, not a big drop overall. We are still, quite up on the month, obviously. Here we go. Yeah, we saw the highs were over here, 4,438, and we saw a big drop yesterday. Oh man, somebody made a lot of money. Look at that, went for as low as $3,700 yesterday. For as low as $3,700 yesterday, guys. Amazing. That is actually amazing. So this is the crypto world. To see these kind of swings and fluctuations are not that surprising. Not that surprising at all. So, that's I'm not blown away by this, but watch out for those opportunities, guys. They really come along, and when they do, you got to be ready to strike. You got to be ready to strike. Anyway, Bitcoin's back above 4,000. And we'll probably be seeing it staying there for a bit and, working its way slightly back up. Of course, Bitcoin Cash is, taking up a lot of the market volume at the moment, but Bitcoin remains the king. So, news from South America. Sir BTC, South Bitcoin, if you will. Translated across. Now, they have started service in Peru. So now all you guys over in Peru, you can now score some sweet Bitcoin. And they're also operating in Colombia and Chile. That's nice. Nice to see, more and more countries coming online with Bitcoin. More and more people being able to purchase their Bitcoin in their local currencies, which is pretty big. Right? In Argentina, 250 new Bitcoin ATMs are going to be being installed in the northeast of the country. So that's the area around Buenos Aires and, Cordoba, Rosario in the northeast of the country. So really exciting to see that. That just, again, we're bringing Bitcoin to the masses. And countries like Argentina really need Bitcoin. Over in Uruguay, Uruguay urged to provide services to cannabis, or Bitcoin will. So the main idea of this story is that much like in the United States, cannabis has been legalized in some places in the U.S., and of course it's legal in Uruguay. However, the banks don't want to touch the money, which is very problematic for a cannabis-based business, because what are you going to do? You're going to have your basement full of millions and millions of dollars? That's crazy. That is crazy, right? You can't just have that kind of cash sitting around, especially, considering, the crime rates in some places in South America. And, if you just make yourself a target. You gotta get that money physically out of your hands, put it online, put it in lock it up in a hard wallet in a safe or something somewhere. It's much more secure. So, Bitcoin or other coins, I could see, Dash and Monero in particular would really be valuable for this, right? Private transactions, don't know where the money came from, don't know where it's going, but it's moving. So Bitcoin may be the solution for these businesses, which is very exciting. Bitcoin protecting the right to free speech in Brazil. So this is a story about how a young dude basically took his money, and the judge wanted to get a bribe from him. That's interesting. And so he took his money and, there you go. Locked it up in Bitcoin. The judge couldn't steal it from him. That's great. That's just a funny little anecdote from Brazil there for you guys. Okay. Bitcoin, of course, really taking off across Latin America in general. Now, what is the reason for this happening? What is the reason for this happening? Let's find the one I was looking at here. Here we go. Skip a few ahead. So, in South America, we are seeing some of the worst currency crises in the world. Venezuela, Colombia, Argentina, Brazil. They are some of the worst performing currencies in the world. Now, we've talked about Ukraine and Russia recently as well. So, they're also, on the list of countries where Bitcoin is becoming more and more popular. But these countries where their own currencies basically suck. Central governments can't control it. Own currencies are falling apart. Therefore, we are seeing more and more adoption of cryptocurrencies, in particular Bitcoin, but other cryptocurrencies like Dash are also catching on in Latin America. And this project is helping them do it. So Blockstream, everyone's heard about the satellite in space by now, I hope. So they put a satellite up in space, and it is beaming Bitcoin down to Earth. Beaming Bitcoin down to Earth. So that is a very exciting project. And so it is really helping get to all those people who want to be involved, who are getting involved, who are making it happen, who aren't, near a network, So now, Bitcoin's going in space, guys. It's literally going to the moon. Okay. Argentina's central bank vice president, we like Bitcoin's use cases. Now, this is a nice actual U-turn for Argentina. Now, whether or not they actually do anything about it would be interesting to see. Now, for those of you who don't know, in Argentina, they have very strict controls on the dollar. So if they tried to control Bitcoin, or I don't know, would they be successful at it? It's nice to see that they're at least open to the idea of Bitcoin. They're not as controlling already with it as they are with the dollar, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm very suspicious of central bankers in general, so we shall see. We shall see. But that's interesting news anyway. Again, nice to see, government uptake instead of government fighting these things. So that's really nice. Colombia wants to tax Bitcoin users. Awesome. And Bolivia, they are arresting Bitcoin users. And if you guys remember from my video the other day, Venezuela, they are also arresting Bitcoin miners. So, definitely in Bolivia and Venezuela, probably seeing the most restrictions on Bitcoin, where the police are actually actively tracking people down and arresting them, which is crazy. Much better to go the Colombia model. Regulate, tax it if you want to. I don't like the idea of Bitcoin being taxed, but it's going to be taxed, guys. It'll come. It'll come. They're going to try and track these things. And so I guess at least, in that sense, I would prefer to see a government saying, yeah, let's get involved and we'll tax it, versus let's go and arrest people for using Bitcoin like in Bolivia, or mining Bitcoin like in Venezuela. It's really behind the times. So that is all for the news, guys. Now, if you are not yet involved in getting yourselves some Bitcoin, go get involved, guys. Go get involved. Cloud mining has great returns right now. It's so popular, in fact, that it is now sold out at Genesis Mining and is now sold out at Hashing24. And I think when those companies come back with more Bitcoin mining power, I'm really expecting to see a price increase. I would be surprised if Genesis came back at 150 per terahash. So, go get involved before it's too late. Hashflare is the last company offering Bitcoin contracts. So you guys can come over here. You can get a terahash for $120, which they've always been the cheapest in the industry for the buy-in price, but their fees are the highest. You got to keep that in mind. Genesis Mining charges 28 cents per terahash. Hashflare charges 35 cents per terahash. And when Hashing24 comes back, they charge 33 cents per terahash. Now, those cents really add up when you start talking, for example, if you get a 10 terahash plan for $1,200. It's got a great return on it, 10 terahash. 10 terahash is going to get you, about $4,000 worth of Bitcoin, approximately 1 Bitcoin by this time next year. Now, it will be less because, of course, you're going to pay your fees out of that, right? The fees come up to about $1,270. Well, don't come up to about $1,277. They come up to $1,277.50 paid out from your Bitcoin balance in USD, though. So if the Bitcoin price goes up to $8,000, the amount of Bitcoin that you keep at the end of the year is actually going to be higher. So you can keep that in mind when, calculating the profitability of this for yourself. So you got to pay $1,200 to get in, and you got to pay about $1,200 in fees. And so you're left with about $1,600 in profit from that 10 terahash investment that pays out every day. Of course, there's a 2-week wait if you pay by card. So that does, pay out continually, which is really, really nice. You can auto reinvest too and continue to grow your investment for a little while until you get up to a nice level where you can just, okay, I'm going to withdraw my Bitcoin now. I'm going to take that out and just hold on to it. So, and that's a open-ended contract. I don't think lifetime is the right word to use. It's an open-ended contract. They'll keep mining Bitcoin for you so long as it remains profitable for them to do so, basically. So do keep that in mind. Do keep that in mind. So you will see returns on that contract, more than a year from now. 2 years from now, you'll still be getting Bitcoin paid out from this. Not as much, because the difficulty will increase substantially over the next year as mass adoption continues to move. But you will still see payouts from that in 2 years. I've got my link down below for that, guys. If you want to hit that up, that helps really support me and my channel. I try and keep the channel, ad-free, so we can just talk about cryptocurrency. So if you're going to go over there and buy some, if you're a new customer, hit up my link down below, guys. I'd really appreciate that. Now, if you think, oh man, all this cloud mining stuff's just too much BS, look, you can always just go and buy Bitcoin. You can come over here to CEX, for example. CEX, it's probably one of the most international companies, and that makes it quite convenient. I would suggest, if you have a local alternative, if you're in Japan or you're in Germany, or in the US, you have Coinbase. In Australia, you have the Australian BTC exchange. There's usually a local solution where you can pay in your local currency. However, not all countries are created equally. And here in New Zealand, for example, it's really difficult to get your hands on some Bitcoin. There's no real good exchanges yet or anything like that. So, I use CEX because they're a quite international company. And if you feel like you have to send your cash over here, by the way, so you got to put deposits in. Now, if you just want to, hit an online ATM, basically, you can come over here to Coinmama. Coinmama is like an online ATM. You can pay with your credit card. You can pay with your credit card, so it's actually really easy to get involved. You can buy up to $100 of Bitcoin with no verification, which is quite convenient. Or you can just pay with credit card, of course. And again, I got links for CEX and Coinmama down below. You guys can feel free to hit those up. But again, if you got some local solutions, if you're in the US, use Coinbase. If you're in Australia, hit up Australia BTC. But for everyone else, or if you're having trouble with those sites, you can always come and use these as alternatives as well. So again, as usual, guys, no matter what you're doing, get yourselves involved in Bitcoin. That is the way of the future. The price is only going to go up as it becomes rarer and rarer and rarer. As more and more people get involved, the demand's going to go higher and the price will go higher. So do keep that in mind, guys. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed these news updates from South America. And, again, go get involved in Bitcoin, guys, if you're not involved already. And if you are involved, keep doing it. Keep doing it, guys, and hold on to that Bitcoin, because it's going to go to the moon. Going to go to the moon, guys. That's been all. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time, guys.